Hello, everybody. Welcome to Nintendo Pow Block, episode 195. I am one of your hosts, Corey Deerigan, alongside me, as always, on this warm Friday night. That retro code, Eddie V.
My hype engine is so unreal right now. You guys just do not know. Hello, everybody. I'm so excited for this episode of Pow Block.
I know it's gonna be a good one. I got a feeling it's gonna be a good one. I went to bed early last night just so I could have enough energy for this episode because I feel like, yesterday when I woke up, I felt like it was going to be a good show, right? It was going to be a pretty decent sized show, right? Because we've got our 195 giveaway to do, we've got we've got a couple of decent news stories, but then out of nowhere yesterday, Paper Mario gets announced for Switch, which I think we knew was coming, but I think we thought it was going to be like a October game.
Yes.
And to have a pretty major release in July is actually pretty awesome.
It's crazy. To me personally, it's two major releases. Even though this is Nintendo Pow Block, Ghost of Tsushima's coming out that same day. It did not even realize it. Be like, yep, that's $120 down the drain. Yeah. So I am super excited. May I say, before we actually get to the show, I feel like E3 or this is pre E3, like it's never gone. It's just transferred to something else. Cause man, we got crazy announcements just within this week.
Yeah, we got Ghost of Tsushima gameplay deep dive, which a lot of people were pretty worried about that, and then we got the Unreal Engine 5 stuff.
Yes.
So we can do a little Nintendo segment here.
Sorry to interrupt. That is how Sony should do a state of play. That was a really good state of play. Oh, just how they deep dive. It talked about stuff. It showed everything. I'm like, this is what I want state of play be.
Yeah. I didn't watch the Ghost of Tsushima state of play. Mm-hmm. I did announce on the Boss Rush podcast last week that we are prepping our PlayStation show, Crossroads. It's a play on the obviously the X versus the cross button, whatever you prefer to call it. So that is in the works, that we are trying to do something a little bit different with that show. We have our Rhythm with Arsenal X and this show, obviously, and then obviously Boss Rush we do, but we're trying to figure out where the PlayStation stuff fits, and I think that this Ghost of Tsushima state of play is going to be a good jumping off point. That and the Unreal stuff.
Yes.
Yes. I do kind of want to talk about it a little bit, just as a Nintendo segment here. I think a lot of people were not only surprised by Ghost of Tsushima, I think it blew away everybody's expectations. Not that Sucker Punch is a bad studio by any stretch, right?
Oh, no.
Infamous is awesome. Sly Cooper is, I think, one of the most underrated character platformers. I think during the PS2 era, Jack and Ratchet really kind of overshadowed Sly, and I actually think Sly is a better game. Personally, that's just me. But Ghost really kind of blew everybody away this week.
Yeah, I wrote on my Twitter page, Sucker Punch knows their open world games. And I love the fact that, yes, they did 2 trailers teasing what the game, and just showing some stuff off and making people want more. And then going in and doing this deep dive, showing the world, showing where you can explore, like how you could approach different fights when you're taking down, like the way that they did the shipyard. It was just like, this is so cool. And I love the fact that, besides it being looking beautiful and everything, I love the fact that they did that samurai cinematic style of a look. If you want to play in this monochrome black and white and get that feeling, you can. And it was just like, you guys took what Nintendo does when they deep dive on the game, and you did it right.
Yeah.
And that's
that. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but like, I didn't watch it, but from everything I've heard, this was the state of play that made state of play a thing. I mean, we've
Yes.
gotten a few, in the past that were like, this is okay. That's pretty good. They haven't really found their footing. From everything I've heard, this is the state of play that made everybody believe in state of play.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, and it's not saying that they should continue just to do deep dives. They can do deep dives, but when they're
well, it's
showing,
like it's like what Nintendo does, right? Like you have a big direct, right? Like that announces
yes,
a lot of games, and like maybe they'll focus more on one game, but they'll have a lot of announcements, or they'll have like the Smash Direct, the Animal Crossing Direct, the Pokemon Direct,
yes,
right? Like they have game
yes,
specific ones, and I think like that's a good way for Sony to go about their exclusives, because like Ghosts, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw one on The Last of Us pretty soon either, but like we know what The Last of Us is. We don't know what
yes.
Ghost of Tsushima is until this state of play, and I think that was really smart of Sony to do that.
Oh yeah, because it's just like, of course, the focus really was on The Last of Us 2, and besides the spoiler stuff, and them doing their last trailer, um, them deep diving more to what the game is going to be for Ghost. It was just like they haven't said nothing, but the marketing is too much ahead for people to get ready for this, and it really showcased, like, once you get done with The Last of Us, we got another hit coming for you guys. So do be ready for that. And if you need to remind yourself, you could go back and watch the state of play and just see what we have to offer. Like they like I sat in my car watching it and was just hyped. Just watching, just like, this looks beyond beautiful. Just like, of course it's gonna look good on my TV, but I was just like, they really, what I like what Sucker Punch did was, you guys study,
Hmm.
and I would love to see an art book from them.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I thought the state of play was really good, and the Unreal 5 engine, uh, good trailer. Really good trailer, very impressive, way better than the Unreal Engine 4 trailer. Cause that lava in in the Unreal 4 trailer looked like Jello, like melted Jello. I'm like, this looks terrible. Um, I kind of, though, would like to see. I wish they, even though it is running on PlayStation 5 and what it can achieve, I love the fact that they, if you need movie assets to make stuff look good, you can use that.
hmm
How they stated that, and I didn't catch it, so I actually read IGN, and I don't know if they say this in their when they displayed it, that if you're working on Unreal 4, when 5 actually comes out and released to everybody, you can move it to 5 and
yeah.
get it up.
It's relatively easy to do. I think is what they said. It's a lot easier from like remember when they moved the Arkham series from Unreal 3 to 4 for
Yes,
the remakes of or the remasters of Arkham Asylum and City.
yes,
Like they basically almost had to rebuild that game from the ground up, like in certain aspects. Like they had to redo some of the character models, they had to redo some of the assets because it was difficult to move from 3 to 4. And I think that actually helps, especially because like we are big Xbox fans too, right? Like
hmm
this helps Microsoft in a way because a lot of their studios, except for I think 343 is the only one using a proprietary engine right now.
right. Because
Uh,
343 built their own engine. I'm assuming they built
the
their
Slip
own
Space
engine
engine for
because of
Halo.
Halo
Yeah,
Infinite.
yeah. But Gears uses Unreal.
Oh, can I say I feel like the coalition is going to go bunkers with Gear 6
Yeah, I mean,
on Unreal 5.
if like the Coalition uses Unreal for Gears, Ninja Theory's using Unreal for Hellblade, and Phil Spencer actually specifically called out Hellblade using the Unreal engine and saying that that's going to benefit that game directly. Which I know that this was only a demo, but the demo like was pretty unreal looking. No pun intended. Like
Yes.
it was really awesome to see. Like the rocks
Can I
falling,
say?
the lighting, and just the way they showed. They're not talking about polygons anymore. They're talking about triangles and how many triangles
Yeah,
you can use in like particle effects, and how they were showing the bats flying, and those bats weren't assets, they were particle effects that they
it
animated and designed to fly like bats, which was incredible looking.
it really felt like this is a Star Wars game, and I don't know why I got that vibe from it, but I'm like, Fallen Order 2 just came in my mind when I
Hmm.
seen that, because I'm like, yes, this lighting looks beautiful, this area, but I'm like, I want to see what happens when you have to do different worlds, when you have to do a jungle, when you have to do snow, like weather effects. It's just seeing what happens if you do hand drawn stuff on Unreal Engine 5, and just see what could be used for this.
Hmm.
As a Nintendo fan, um, I'm not worried what Nintendo can do with Unreal, because
Well,
I know they have.
Nintendo's using Unreal though for a lot of their stuff.
Mhm.
They're using.
Well,
I
I
mean, they
know
used it for Yoshi's Crafted World. They used it for Kirby. They used it
mhm,
for. Uh, uh,
Breath of the Wild.
I think Breath of the Wild is like an altered version. Like it's a heavily modified version of Unreal 4. But what was the other game they used it on?
Did they do a Fire Emblem with it?
No.
Or no?
I
Platinum didn't use it
I don't
for Astral Chain.
no, I don't remember what the game was. I'll look it up real quick. But like, I think I think the range of Unreal is going to benefit a lot of smaller teams, just because like it's taking like things that used to take hundreds of people to make is going to take a
Uh huh.
fraction of that, and I think that that's going to help indie teams make expand their visions on what they want to make some of their games.
And I wonder if that's going to affect budgets too. Like if that's going to bring costs down, because the time to make assets and stuff will be, I'm assuming, lesser, because you got lesser people. Since it's easier to make these assets, that doesn't mean that they have to waste a lot of money or more people making those assets to put the game together. So I wonder if that's going to happen. Um, because that was the one thing I was thinking about. I'm like, who's really going to use Unreal Engine 5? And it's great that you said indies, like smarter teams and stuff. Yes, I can see that. But I'm just like, EA has their own. Square Enix may use it. Activision have their own. I'm just like, I really wonder. Capcom has the Resident Evil 7 engine, so I kind of wonder who's going to really use this engine and who's going to put it to good use. Microsoft definitely could use it, because I feel like Microsoft, as their game studios as a whole, they really don't have a engine to use. We, like you said, the snow is it Snowpiercer, or for Halo Infinite, uh,
Slip Space Engine.
Slip Space. I don't know why I say Snowpiercer. I was thinking about that for some
That
reason.
show's starting.
Probably that, yeah. That being kind of their only engine, where Sony had pretty much, and this is my assumption. I think Guerrilla Games engine is going to be used for PlayStation 5 a lot
Yeah, I mean,
for
I
their
think whatever their open world stuff, I think the Decima engine is pretty good for that. Like I think their engine is amazing. Like I think Horizon is
yes,
easily the best looking engine for a PlayStation exclusive. Like I know Naughty Dog's engine is pretty. Like I think that their game, that The Last of Us is a pretty great looking game, but I think Horizon is just like
blows it out the water.
Horizon is just an amazing looking game. But
Yeah, so I wonder when PlayStation 5 comes, and Guerrilla could always tighten up their engine. I wonder if that's going to be the basic for a lot
yeah,
of their
but
games.
remember they built that engine for first person shooters, and look what they got it to do with Horizon. And now they're
Uh-huh.
now that they know how to use the engine for open world games, it's gonna be I mean, they're just gonna build on that.
Yeah, because like Santa Monica, whatever engine they was using for God of War, if they could use Guerrilla Games engine, and it's very easy. I don't even know what the name of their engine is, uh, yet. But like what Kojima did with it is like very impressive, regardless of what people say about that. But yeah, like I'm kind of excited to see what companies will do who really can get something out of Unreal Engine. I know for Nintendo, I'm not I'm not worried about Nintendo using Unreal Engine 5 because they don't design in that graphical style. They design in uh various styles that they feel like fits their
Well,
game.
judging by the people they're hiring for Metroid, which we'll talk about in a little bit, they might be using Unreal for Metroid Prime 4. They might be. They hire a lot of Unreal talent.
Yes, that's very true.
So, I mean, not that they're like going to go make this super realistic like that demo, like that not that they're making that game, but they could
Right.
they could use some chops for that. I think it's going to be interesting to see that. But the other game on Switch that uses Unreal, the big ones are Octopath Traveler and Dragon Quest. So
Okay, so
all
that's
the Dragon
Square
Quest
Enix.
games use it.
Okay.
So yeah, but that Unreal demo was pretty awesome. I think I think we're going to see some pretty amazing looking games, at least on PlayStation and Xbox in the near future.
Yeah.
Nintendo, I'm sure, will continue to do their own thing, but I'm sure we'll talk a lot about that tomorrow on the Boss Rush podcast for sure.
Yeah.
So, Ed, why don't we get into some of this
Yes.
housekeeping?
Yes.
This is Nintendo Pow Block. Each and every week, Edward and I come to you live here on Boss Rush Games Live on Twitch and Mixer to talk to you about the latest news, rumors, releases, and your questions in the world of Nintendo. If you can't join us live, no big deal. You can head on over to youtube.com/BossRushGames and podcast services every Saturday morning. Remember to like, subscribe, share, rate, and review us, and check us out at BossRushGames.com. We really appreciate the ratings and the reviews on podcast services. It's really helped us a lot in the last few weeks. I really appreciate it because of our giveaway. Now, Ed, this is the episode 195 giveaway.
Yes.
Now let me get my phone out here. Let me get my emails ready here. I do want to build up. Remind everybody what they're about to win. Well, not everybody. One lucky winner will win this.
Yes. So if you guys have seen the pictures on my Twitter page and on Facebook and everything, you will win a leather hardbound Switch case of the Breath of the Wild. You will win not Octopath, Overwatch for Nintendo Switch, and a 1 year subscription to Nintendo Online. Like it's a very very good deal. Like three things for one or multiple entries. So I can't wait to see who the winner is.
Yeah, we extended our if you were following us on Twitter or on Facebook, you knew that we were extending our entries by one more day. So yeah, we were trying to get some entries the last 2 weeks or so. Not a whole lot of people entered. You know, I'm kind of surprised. I think this is a pretty cool prize. I kind of want it. I mean, but Ed, we have 37 entries here. Of course, remember if you did not win our 190 episode giveaway, you're automatically entered into this if you entered. So, Ed,
Yes.
I want you to. How many did I say? 47?
You said 37.
37. Let me hold on. Let me recount here. La di da 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 da. I think Overwatch could be a fun game on the Switch. I'm just saying.
And a free Nintendo Switch Online.
Yeah,
Can't
a
beat
year of
that.
that for free.
Oh, and the other case is beautiful.
All right. 47. I didn't mean to say 37. I meant 47. I need you to pick a number between 1 and 47, Ed.
Well, I am going to go with 46.
Ooh. Now, I did put all these entries in there's a random number generator on my phone. So,
Yes.
all right, Ed, are you ready to
I'm
reveal
so
the winner
happy.
of the episode 195 giveaway of Overwatch for Nintendo Switch. 1 year of Nintendo Switch Online and a beautiful Zelda case. Our winner is Nintendo Pow Block fan and moderator of the Facebook group, and all-around awesome fellow, Greg Schnabel.
Yay!
Congratulations, Greg. Very happy for you. I'm very jealous, actually, because I kind of want to play Overwatch on the Switch. I was hankering for like something to play on Switch while I was watching something the other day, and I just I wanted to like shoot stuff, but like I just obviously Nintendo games don't do that, and like The Witcher is as fun as it is. It's just like you don't really shoot stuff. So Overwatch, I'm thinking about it. But Greg, congratulations. You have won yourself a copy of Overwatch, Nintendo Switch Online, and a cool Zelda case. Ed will be in contact with you about shipping information and all that stuff, and you will be receiving your awesome prize package in the mail. Now, Ed, we've been teasing our episode 200 giveaway for some time now. Episode 200 giveaway. It's a big one because 200 is a pretty big milestone, and it's coming at a time where I feel like people need this the most. People are looking for people are looking for this particular item, first of all, because it's sold out everywhere. But it's more of like a thank you for sticking with us for 200 episodes. And, it's been Ed and I have been through a lot with this show in particular, and, the ups and downs of certain things. And, it's just been this show has been such a amazing thing to do, and what we've built with it, and turning this into Boss Rush Games and then bringing it back and everything. It's been the best part of my week for quite a few years now. So our episode 200 giveaway, we are giving away a turquoise Nintendo Switch Lite.
Yes.
A 256 gigabyte memory card.
Ooh.
And two $50 eShop gift cards.
Yes. As
a thank you to the fans. This entry is a little bit different, though. You got to follow these rules. You can't make it easy. You got to make people do a little bit of work for this.
Yes.
So again, we're giving away a turquoise Nintendo Switch Lite, a 256 gigabyte memory card, and two $50 eShop gift cards. Entries for our episode 200 giveaway are now being accepted. During episode 200 live on Mixer, Twitch, and YouTube, we are giving away a turquoise Nintendo Switch Lite, a 256 gigabyte memory card, and two $50 eShop gift cards. If you want to win this bundle, you must enter the contest by emailing nintendopowblock@gmail.com. Here's where the work comes in, okay? There's a possible for you to get two entries each, okay? One way to enter is screenshot each of the following. Each of the following is required. Your audio podcast subscription via Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, wherever. A YouTube channel subscription, which is youtube.com/BossRushGames. And a follow on Mixer or Twitch at Boss Rush Games Live. Now, all of the places you can subscribe, you can go to bossrushgames.com/subscribe to find the links there. But I'll just remind you again, search for Nintendo Pow Block on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your audio podcasts. A YouTube channel subscription, which is youtube.com/BossRushGames, and a Mixer or Twitch follow at Boss Rush Games Live. A rating and review of Apple Podcasts will grant you an extra entry. So there's actually a chance to enter 3 times for this. So
yes,
a second entry, follow and tweet to at Pow Block Podcast, at I am Corey in HD, and at that retro code while you listen to the show with a screenshot of you listening with the hashtag of Pow Block 200.
I put road to 200.
Yeah, we're doing Pow Block 200. That is Pow Block and the number 200. So for a second entry, follow and tweet at Pow Block Podcast, at I am Corey in HD, and at that retro code while you listen to the show, and a screenshot of where you listen to with the hashtag Pow Block 200. So that's 3 possible entries. And in the description of the episode, I will put the how you can enter, because I know that's a lot of information, and I know people will probably skip over the giveaway stuff in a couple episodes, just to, but it's a pretty big prize for episode 200. It's a big thank you to you guys for being there with us and having a good time with us every week, and here's to 200, 400, 600 more. I love the show. If Boss Rush games end tomorrow, Ed and I would still do the show. I want to do the show until we can't do it anymore.
Exactly.
I don't want to do it without Ed. I mean, Ed can do it.
And I don't want to do the show without you.
I mean, you can if you want. If something happens to me, you can do whatever you want. Just kidding. I hope nothing happens to us. But this show is such a great show, such a fun show, and it's kind of a thank you. So I'll go over the giveaway again at the end of the show, and obviously the descriptions of the show will have the complete guidelines of how to enter to win. But just want to say thank you to everybody. So
yes.
All right, Ed. Let's get into the news bits, because there's a lot to go over. I know we kind of spent a long time doing stuff, kind of, doing a lot of giveaway stuff, a lot of housekeeping, a lot of Nintendo talk. So let me write down this time code real quick. News bits here. All right. Paper Mario: The Origami King has been announced for July 17th release on Nintendo Switch. What a big surprise yesterday, Ed, to wake up to. Actually, I woke up to your message, and by waking up, I mean I was working, and when I went to lunch, I saw your message. So I know you are incredibly excited for this. This looks like a really great, what do you call it? Like a back to form, like a really good back to form Paper Mario game. RPG elements, traveling the world, looking at cool things happening in the world. Kind of has a Yoshi's Crafted World vibe to it. What are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on because I didn't watch the trailer until today, actually, because I've just been busy. But I think it looks really cool. I think it has an interesting twist to it. The origami stuff is something I didn't really expect to see, because Paper Mario, you just expect everything to be flat, kind of look like stickers or walking around the world. It just, the origami stuff threw me off a little bit. I mean, in a good way. So
yes, just from seeing the beginning, I'm like, what the world is going on? And then just all the comedy stuff, all the different things that are adding to this game and doing it. This got me super hyped. It did when it said July 17th. I was just like, oh, this was supposed to be an E3 reveal. Like a surprise E3 reveal.
Yeah, this was definitely an E3 thing, I think.
And I was just like, oh, we about to have a jump off summer. Yes, we're starting with Xenoblade Chronicles. We don't know what's really coming in June from Nintendo, but I'm just like, July with Paper Mario, I'm like, oh yeah, if they're about to give us something that we didn't expect once a month again, it's about to be on. I love their new combat system that you kind of move the thing around, and I love that. I'm like, okay, they're gonna be adding some new things to this game, like new powers and stuff. Like you lift Mario's hands up and pull down some of the origami stuff. And I'm like, no, Nintendo, they probably are going to be adding more than just that. And I cannot wait to read this game because the Paper Mario series and even Bowser's Inside Story has some of the best writing,
Hmm.
and it's so comedic. Like they land the jokes. Like Treehouse probably was just like localizing this game for a good while. Like this game was in pre-production that we just didn't know, and to see that this game got announced and be like, yeah, it'll be out in 2 more months.
Hmm.
We got most of everything ready to go. You can pre-order it digitally on the eShop. I was just like, I can't pre-order this. I need physical. Like I was just like, I want this now. Like
Yeah.
this. I'm sorry for people who love the Tony Hawk series. I'm sorry for people who love the Mafia series. Great that those games are coming back out, but this was the game that was so unexpected, and I'm so happy that it's happening.
Yeah.
I this is a this is a day that I'm like, when it comes out, I'm like, I have to make sure that I'm off of work because I'm like, I want to spend half of my day playing this game and I want to laugh. And it's going to suck because I can't spoil anything. But if the writing is so up there, yeah, I'm super stoked for this game. I have, ever since they showed that trailer, I have been hyped for this game.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks. I mean, I think. I think this is a smart move by Nintendo releasing this. Because a lot of people are starting to be worried about Nintendo's back half, right? I mean, we know about the rumored Mario remasters and stuff, and we
Hmm.
knew, they probably have something coming, but nothing that's like Zelda or Mario Odyssey, big, right? But
Yes.
I think we actually have a question about this. You want me just to read it now instead of doing a question block later? You want me to just go into it now because this is actually a pretty relevant question to this topic.
Yeah.
Okay, so Deshaun Malone writes in. He says, "What do you think about Nintendo giving these smaller, more surprising announcements? Do you think this is in place of a proper Nintendo Direct?" I don't I don't think it's in place of a proper Nintendo Direct. I think that since we're dealing with this pandemic and people are still trying to figure out what they're doing in terms of development and what they're doing you know from home and what they can do and what they can't do. I think Nintendo is playing the smart card and just saying, "Hey, we have big games coming. We can make a trailer. We can have somebody edit a trailer together. The games are pretty much done. Nintendo doesn't really do a lot of voice acting or mocap, which is, some of us have been wondering why they haven't been doing that for years, right? But this is actually something
Hmm.
that works to their advantage where, they don't need to be in a studio to make these games, right? Where something like The Last of Us or Ghost of Tsushima has a lot of voice acting, has a lot of orchestrated music, has a lot of mocap, and Nintendo doesn't really do a lot of that. So Nintendo is actually better off because their games are simpler. And I think maybe not having a lot to show, but if they do have something cool to show, they're going to show it. And this just proves that they don't need a Nintendo Direct for people to be excited, right? And,
Yes.
of course, I want a big Nintendo Direct that it's gonna give us a lot of announcements at one time, or a Smash characters and new games or remaster games, or because like the Direct Mini that we had last month was awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of cool announcements, a lot of cool showing off cool games, and Xenoblade obviously is coming. So but I think just releasing a small trailer, a small, kind of not even an in-depth look, just give us some gameplay, give us some cool story beats, and obviously a big Easter egg at the end, clearly teasing something. I think that's a really cool, smart approach, especially after Sony just does this big deep dive into Ghost of Tsushima, and the next day, or the same day, Nintendo releases a trailer for a new game, and they're both coming out on the same day.
Yeah, it's Nintendo doing these right now, doing these announcements, and sometimes like even when they did Super Mario Maker 2, that came like at 1 o'clock in the morning. Like,
Yeah.
wait, what the world has just dropped? Wait, Link, wait, huh? Like, Nintendo could surprise at any time. Don't forget, they're doing a lot of stuff first in Japan before they do it worldwide. But they figured, hey, if we're going to do it in Japan, we're going to do it for America. Let's throw it on social media because we know people. Some people are up, and then when news really starts rolling, people can get more information for it.
Mhm.
I think Nintendo is just they had a plan. This pandemic happened, and so they had to switch their plans on the fly.
Yeah, I mean
And
they've
it's
pivoted well, right? Like I mean they
yes,
that Nintendo Direct was, pretty simple in terms of production wise, right? Like I mean it was just trailers and stuff. It didn't have, the developers talking over anything, and they didn't have, uh they just didn't have a lot of people in it, obviously, right? Like real humans, but like they put it together and it was smart, it was quick, it got stuff to the point. Third parties showed, had decent trailers and stuff. So like that was put together really well. And obviously you can't be in the same room with a production crew and people and you know what I mean? You can't
yeah.
do that. So I think releasing these small kind of just fun little trailers to announce your cool game that's coming out in less than 2 months is awesome. So
And I was talking to Jesse yesterday, because we got there's a story that we're gonna be talking about later on, and I was just like, Nintendo wants to control their message, and they really don't want anyone else getting the word out until they say so. If they already know that, they already know, let people know we got stuff in the works, but we're not ready to announce it yet. So that stuff is to be like, hey, just be patient. We got things coming. You just gotta wait, cause we don't want to look. We don't want last September to happen, where we just got a cavalcade of games, and our money's going so many ways that we don't even have time. Yeah, we could buy them, but we don't have time to play them because so much stuff is dropping. So
mhm.
they really want to be like, hey, we want to make sure that if we get a game out, that you guys are able to get it. And be able to play that for a few months or whatever before our next game come out. And we also want to make sure that the indie developers and third party, we want to make sure that they have their stuff. And the people who's doing the porting, we want to make sure that everybody is good to go. So when it's time to release and announce these games, people are going to be excited for the announcement and really be able to plan out, okay, I'm buying this, or I can't wait to get this, and get people talking and excited to be looking forward to their future products. So Nintendo doing these small little announcements, they've been doing it literally really on with their Twitter, with their social media. And then when a big Nintendo Direct comes, you know, definitely when there's a big slow time for news, that Nintendo Direct kind of makes up for all that time that was gone, because we watch it, we watch it, and we continue to talk about it. We're still making predictions on what's going to be in a Nintendo Direct and our hopes. So just I think Nintendo is smart to be like, okay, we're gonna show off Paper Mario. We're showing here and there some stuff about Xenoblade Chronicles because we know that's our next big game. But when fall hits, we're gonna really roll out some stuff for you guys. You just gotta be patient. And what even with what they did with Good Job, how they publish indie game, we could probably see more of that in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So
So actually, you know, there's actually a pretty decent Easter egg at the end of that trailer, which moves into our kind of our next story. Is there's a Metroid reference clearly at the end of the trailer where Mario puts on a paper mache Samus helmet, and it's some people are saying that it's teasing stuff. Some people are saying that it's just a weird little Easter egg. So I'm gonna give a little rundown, and people can think what they want after this. Paper Mario is being developed by Intelligent Systems, which is mostly known for Fire Emblem, but they didn't develop the last Fire Emblem game. Koei Tecmo developed Three Houses, where Intelligent Systems just did light software development and oversaw the project.
Yes.
They've been working on this game, so that gives me high hopes that it's going to have a really cool RPG roots to it, right? The producer of this game, let me see if I can find it, is the producer for Metroid Prime 4. Kensuke Tanabe is the producer of Metroid Prime 4 and the Metroid Prime series. So this could just be a nod to him producing Metroid Prime, but also some insiders are saying that this is a tease saying that Metroid is coming sooner than you think. It could be a Metroid Prime trilogy tease. It could be a Metroid Fusion remaster tease, which has been rumored for a while. Obviously not Prime 4 because they're still hiring, which we'll get to in a little bit. But
yes,
I just want people to temper their expectations for Metroid stuff, since the producer of this game is also the producer of the Metroid Prime series. But still a cool little Easter egg.
Yeah, and I think the helmet that Mario had on was from the first Metroid. I think it's from Fusion. Like which one was no, it's Fusion,
Zero Mission is the
Zero Mission one. Yes.
I was getting those two mixed up.
It's okay. Well, shoot, I was confused. I'm like, is other M4 in Fusion 5 or is Fusion 4? I think Fusion is 4 and other M is 5 in a weird sense.
Yeah, I have no idea. You're talking to the wrong person. Who would know that? Larry, probably.
Yeah. And so I looked at it and I kind of laughed. I'm just like, I didn't put anything into it. I was just like, oh, that's a cool, that's funny. I'm just like, what is some Metroid Prime, Metroid helmet doing in here? I was just like, okay. Now here, when you read the story, you be like, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I think it's just a little gag Easter egg, and I think it's kind of cool that they threw it in there, because if everybody's just like, well, Fusion, and I'm just like, I think regardless of what people think that Samus Return wasn't a big success or anything, the people who developed it, I think they're going to get a chance to make another Metroid game, and I think they're going to get a chance to make it on Switch, because regardless of it sucks that the sales wasn't high. I thought they were, but they did such a phenomenal job, and that game did get good ratings. I think Nintendo is willing to work with them again to do another Metroid game.
Yeah.
So if they were going to do any kind of like Fusion or any kind of even Super Metroid, even if that gets remade, I think Nintendo will go to them and be like, we trust you guys because even though you did this game on the 3DS, maybe you guys can port it to the Switch. That'll be fine. But we trust you guys to do another 2D style Metroid game because Mercury Steam. Mercury Steam did a phenomenal job, and they needed that game to recover from that the Castlevania game that they did.
Yeah.
So I think Nintendo trusts them enough to be like, we know you guys work diligently and you guys have a heart for making games like this, and we want to work with you guys again if it's going to come to another 2D Metroid.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I wouldn't mind a Fusion or a Zero Mission. I would suspect that they would do those two games together, but I don't know. I thought it was a fun little Easter egg, and I mean, to be honest, it's probably teasing something, but you got to look at everything. You got to take a lot of things with a grain of salt, and like everything is just a surprise from Nintendo. For BCav in the chat said there was also a Donkey Kong head in the trailer too. So it's, I mean, they didn't make it a point to tease that, but
Uh-huh.
The other thing is too is this was clearly after the trailer was over. This was like a 10-second snippet at the end.
Yes.
It was pretty funny too because Mario puts the helmet on, and the little origami, the yellow origami, floating fairy person was like, "Huh, there's something you don't see every day." And then it's like, looks like he's attacking something because Mario's jumping around like shooting a gun.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
And this could lead into uh, their cardboard thing.
Oh, you think there's gonna be some Labo stuff with this?
There could be a Labo Metroid thing in the
Well, there
future.
could also be a Labo Paper Mario thing where they just teaches kids how to do origami, like a.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have to be like some $80 thing that you connect your controllers to. It could just be like a $20 box that has folding paper in it, you know. So,
Yeah.
anyways, that was just a lot of Metroid stuff. So we're gonna actually move on to our next story here. Metroid. Speaking of Metroid, Retro Studios hires more people for Metroid Prime 4. A number of visual effects artists, actually. So, Retro Studios hires Battlefield and Star Wars artists as visual effects lead. This comes from Video Games Chronicle. Retro Studios has hired a number of visual effects artists as it continues to ramp up production on Metroid Prime 4. The visual effects artists are responsible for designing and implementing in-game special effects such as explosions, fire, smoke, special abilities, and weapon attacks. Adad Morales, who previously worked on Battlefield Hardline, the canceled Star Wars Ragtag project of Visceral Studios, has been hired as Retro's new visual effects lead. It has been confirmed. Morales has also worked on the canceled StarCraft first-person shooter at Blizzard, according to his personal website. Some examples of his work can be seen via videos embedded in this page. If you haven't seen his visual effects reel, it's pretty spectacular. I recommend you go see that. Brian Irk, who was previously the lead visual effects artist at Crystal Dynamics on Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and Nicholas Wilson, who spent 12 years at Borderlands Studio Gearbox, have also joined Retro as senior visual effects artists. I think a visual effects artist from Gearbox is actually pretty awesome because I think that kind of gives us an idea of, not that it's going to be cel shaded and be like Borderlands, but you can see that there's probably going to be a certain visual style to it. I mean, you kind of see that in the GameCube games. Obviously, has a little bit of a stylish edge to it, but this, I think, we talk about Halo 4 a lot when we bring up Metroid, and I think it's cool that Borderlands specifically artists are working on this game now too. So.
I think I messaged you this like real late at night. This is going to be bunkers.
Yeah. Let me before we get into your thought, keep that thought. Later on the article, more recent hires also worked on Mirror's Edge, Battlefield 5. What was the other big game that was Halo 4 and Halo 5.
Yeah.
What was the other game? There was one more game in here. Fallen Order.
Fallen Order.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, just thinking about all those visual styles and how those games have pretty big visual effects in them. It's just, I wonder what this game's gonna be. I mean, I know what to expect from a Metroid Prime game, but like, what is Metroid Prime 4 going to be? Is it going to be like a Halo Battlefield style adventure with some light puzzles? Like,
I don't know. I really think everything they previously had just got scrapped. If they're hiring all of this high talent from people from well-known games and companies and series, they're starting fresh. And now, I don't know what it's going to be. Of course, it's going to be a first-person shooter, but I think it's going to be such a big open world. It's going to be the land environment. It's going to, because I feel like you can't do what you did in Metro Prime 3. with jumping across different worlds. I feel like you need to make a really cohesive world. Um, I think cutscenes are gonna be like crazy good, but it's going to be one of those things. I feel like it's going to be one of those things that you just you don't move and you just take a gander of the environment that is around you. Cause I did that a lot in Metroid Prime One, and if they're going to bring that same kind of level of quality to Metroid Prime Four, it's going to be something we do not that we that we're not going to even be thinking of. I think it's time for Mother Brain to come back, and I think the uh the Halo creator, the lead artist on it, I think I think that person's going to design Mother Brain crazily like evil and fierce, where
I
it's
could
going to be
see
like,
because
oh, go ahead.
we just finished up. Well, we just finished up Super Metroid for the retro game show, right?
Uh,
Like, I can really see like a Halo 4 and 5 Promethean influence on what Mother Brain could potentially look like,
yes.
30 years later. Like, I feel like there's a real kind of, I feel like the Prometheans had a lot of Metroid influences on them, obviously, because a lot of that
Because
team went to work on Halo 4, but
Halo
like
4, yeah.
but like bringing that, what they took on Halo 4 and taking inspiration from that and moving it back over to Metroid
Hmm.
is going to be something really. I think you're going to see a lot of influences from the new Halo series in this.
I really, this is my thought. I think Samus is going to get all new powers.
Yeah.
The
No, I do
missiles,
too.
super missiles, the all of that stuff that the Metroid series. I think they're going to use that to. I would, because this is what I would love for them to do. You use that up to one point and you lose all of that, and now you got to recover it and get all new powers.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
and I don't.
I think that's going to come with a new suit too.
Yes.
Like,
Oh.
I think at the beginning you have like all your powers from the the traditional orange suit, right?
Uh-huh.
But like maybe you just start off, maybe you like have to get out of your suit to survive or something, and you like get a new suit, and then you find stuff to upgrade your new suit. Like, I think that's the direction they're gonna go.
Yeah. The the um the people who raised Samus, I know they said they went to different worlds and left stuff there.
Hmm.
Um, so I think we're going to be on a whole new world, and we're going to see that maybe these the people who raised Samus, maybe they actually have a story for her mother and father.
Hmm.
Maybe they it plays a part in Samus figuring out who she was before she became a bounty hunter, before she was adopted and everything. Like, they could really go to a lot of places, and then just realizing that, yeah, really played a part, but maybe really don't show up in this Metroid Prime 4, and that Mother Brain, if they decide to bring her back, has a new general serving her,
Hmm.
and it's now a new thing, because I feel like now what we ended with Metro Prime 3, this is a new trilogy. The same way they did with Gears 4, this is a new trilogy for Metro Prime.
Hmm.
And so now they can't go to more games. Now Prime has its own series. Uh
Well, what you could do, I mean, what they're doing with Zelda, right? Like, you have like,
yes.
4 or 5 years in between major releases of this, so-called new trilogy. Which, by the way, expansion pack episode, a relaunch of expansion pack is coming with that discussion, probably earlier than you guys think. But that we'll talk about that tomorrow. The relaunch of expansion pack on Boss Rush. We'll talk about that a little bit. But I think if you're designing this as a new trilogy, what you could do is like every 4 years you get a new major release like this, and then in the in between years you do a 2D Metroid, either a new 2D Metroid or a remake style 2D
Yes.
Metroid, right? Like I think that that's a smart move, and you see that's working wonders for Zelda. Obviously, Mario is trying to do the same thing. I think we're gonna get Odyssey 2 either next year or the year after.
Hmm.
But this year we're getting a Paper Mario game. We're getting obviously probably the remasters of the 3D games. Last year we got Mario Maker and a 2D Mario game. Like I think they're exploring different ways on how to capitalize on these franchises without having to put a new game out every 2 years, right? Because like game
Yes.
development is getting harder and harder, right? It takes longer to make these great games, and Nintendo, I think, is falling into a good rhythm, right? Like I think they're falling into a rhythm. Like
Their their Triforce of Mario, Zelda, and Metroid, ever since they expanded those to different like universes and series and stuff, they have enough to put a lot of that out.
yeah,
Of course Mario's leading, but like Zelda has some side games and
I
some
mean,
really good
even
ones.
look at what Pokemon's doing. I know it's not Nintendo
Yeah,
directly, but like you have a new game, you have an expansion pack, the year after, instead of a whole new, version 2 of the game, right? Like Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon, right? Like, you just have the expansion pack. And then you have the Let's Go games, which are the remakes of the old games, right? Like
yeah,
I think Nintendo's in a good pattern, right? And I think we're going to see that, with other franchises as well as they figure this out.
yeah. Pokemon got the Mystery Dungeon. They got Pokemon Snap if they ever want to bring that back.
Hmm.
Like they could really do a lot with well-known franchises, and people will be excited for that
And
and
I
everything.
think you're going to see Fire Emblem start doing the same thing too, right? Like
Yeah.
there's been such a big rumor that those 3DS games are coming, like a Fates remastered or Awakening remastered, like the what they're calling it is like a Fire Emblem anthology collection will probably come at some point. Like I think Nintendo realizes that Mario and Zelda aren't the only franchises that are valuable, right? Like I think they know if you make the right Metroid game, that franchise is valuable. If you, take care of Pokemon and do that the right way. I mean,
Hmm.
Pokemon's always going to sell, but like you start taking it seriously, like like people are starting to do these remakes and remasters, right? Like we're going to talk about this later, but the Tony Hawk remasters, right? Nobody cared about the last two games. Nobody liked Tony Hawk 5. Nobody liked
Yeah.
the HD remake that was for 360 or whatever. Like, but, Activision is putting the care. You look at the Spyro collection, you look at the Crash collection.
Hmm.
I think companies are realizing that if you do a good remake or a remaster, look at Final Fantasy 7, look at Resident Evil 2 and 3.
Yeah.
People are going crazy over these games because they are done right. They're done with care. You know what I mean? Like they're just doing it right. And I think
That
Nintendo, not that
is
they
that
haven't,
that quality is important.
and like we've seen Nintendo explore this before, right? Like
Yeah.
I mean, you're seeing it in 2 weeks with Xenoblade, right? You're seeing it, you saw it on the Wii U with the Wind Waker remake, right? Like that was
And
such an amazing remake.
people went crazy over Wind Waker HD. Like even with Twilight Princess HD, yeah, you get that amiibo, but people were just like, I'm going to buy this game and really play it, and people did.
It's because Twilight Princess is amazing, and no one's ever going to stop me from saying that. Just saying, it's the
Oh,
best. It's the best 3D Zelda game.
and Nintendo knows that if they're going to remaster it, of course they're going to call it a HD or a deluxe. Let's just say, but mostly something HD. Um, they know that if they're going to do this, they're going to do it right. It's not going to leave their company without it being put together.
And I
Now,
think that's part of the reason why the Metroid Prime trilogy isn't out yet, is because I think the way it was structured on GameCube,
Mm-hmm.
and the Wii versions are so they haven't, like, the way they control aren't up to par with modern first person shooters, right? And
Yes.
I know they're not shooters, but like people have come to expect a certain way to control first person games, right? The right stick is the camera, the left stick is to move your character, the triggers are to shoot, A is to jump, right? Like, I think they're trying to configure the way Metroid Prime works in a modern sense, and I think they I really do think that game was supposed to come out 2 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
but the way that people were receptive of bad remasters, the people were receptive of Resident Evil and Final Fantasy, and now this new Tony Hawk stuff. Like, I think they saw that and they're like, oh, well, we need to make sure that the Metroid Prime trilogy is perfect before we release it. And
And
that's what
I
they're doing.
and I really and I feel like if we're going to get this trilogy, it's not a port job. They have literally went in and up-res this. They really went in and added more to the assets of it, because I'm like, it can't look dated. Definitely in this time and age, and definitely on the Switch, it really it can't look dated. It's got to look crisper and cleaner. That is going to be like, yeah, they really put some work into this. Like the way, I mean, I know a lot of people said, well, they just put some lightning balloon for a Wind Waker HD. I'm like, I think Nintendo really went in, like
No,
Anuma,
that
them
whole
really
game
went
was
in
rebuilt from the ground up.
ground up, and they put work into that game.
Yeah, and it's amazing. It's so good.
Right, and so I think that I think trilogy, like Prime trilogy, they if that it comes out, someone is putting work into it, and Nintendo's making sure that that work get put into it.
Yeah. All right, Ed. That's a good discussion on Metroid, but we're gonna move on here. We're gonna talk about Pikmin 3. Speaking of remasters, Pikmin 3 Deluxe is reportedly coming to Switch this year, which has been rumored for a while, but this comes from our friends over at Nintendo Life. If today's Paper Mario reveal wasn't exciting enough, we now have mumblings of a potential Pikmin 3 re-release on Nintendo Switch to ponder over. In a newly posted article discussing Paper Mario The Origami King's announcement, VentureBeat has reported that, quote, other Nintendo studios will have games ready for release soon as well. That includes the 3D Mario remasters, but it should also include Pikmin 3 Deluxe. The line of 3D Mario remasters, of course, is referring to the 35th anniversary re-releases that were first reported on back in March. Pikmin 3 Deluxe, however, is something that we haven't heard a whole lot about before. If you remember, though, Per Schneider on Nintendo Voice Chat, IGN's Nintendo show, did say, without saying, that it's probably going to be Pikmin, right? He said he likes the way Nintendo does real-time strategy, and he expects to see something on Switch, right? Like that. It wasn't. He didn't say that verbatim, but it's something close to that. You can go look it up if you want to really dive deep into that. But dude, Pikmin 3 was really good on the Wii.
Yes,
one of two games that utilizes the Wii remote correctly. Just gonna throw that out there.
Yes.
Obviously, Wii Sports was the first one, and it still works wonders, right? But also, this game, you could lay the gamepad down in your lap and have the map, and it added an extra layer of depth to it because it allowed you to run and throw your Pikmin at the same time, which you could not do on the gamepad. It was really awesome to do that, and I still swear by that method to this day. Now, will they let you do that with the Joy-Cons? I really hope so, because that was such an awesome way to play that game.
They have to. It's no it's a bus about it. They have to.
Yeah.
Okay, so me and Jesse had a big discussion about this. We'll say argument. We had a good discussion. I told him, like, it's not confirmed. It's a rumor. And so, unless there is actual proof, and like I said earlier, Nintendo wants to control their message. It's in a rumor mode. I would love to see Pikmin 3 come to Switch.
I mean,
But knowing
it's
that,
gonna be announced the way that Paper Mario was announced.
well, this is the thing. This is the thing about it. They have to announce Pikmin 4 first,
No, I don't
and then.
see. I don't think Pikmin
But
is
this
as
is.
big of a franchise to do that. I
But
think,
but it
unlike
doesn't make it
unlike
doesn't make sense.
oh,
It doesn't make sense for them to announce Pikmin 3, knowing that Pikmin 4 is in development, knowing that Miyamoto's been talking about this game. So why would you? Why? My thing was announce Pikmin 4 and then surprise us with Pikmin 3 also. To be like, to hold you guys over for Pikmin 4, here's Pikmin 3 available now on the
do you think
eShop.
they tease it in the same video?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
what if they announce? What if they did this? What if they did this? What if they had a big trailer for Pikmin 3 Deluxe on Switch,
Mhm.
and then at the end of the trailer, it just said Pikmin 4 now in development? What if that's how they did it?
I uh, I would have to go get something to eat and think about it and walk back and forth because it. I'm not ready for that to happen.
But I mean,
I can see.
I
I
would
can
think
see it.
I think that
Look,
would be a
it's a
smart way
possibility
to
that.
do it. I think that would be the smartest way to do it because, like,
Uh
I
huh.
think I think Pikmin has an audience, but it's not a huge
Yes.
audience, right?
Not yes.
But I think people playing Pikmin 3 on the go, people would be excited for it. And then just to give them that little extra piece of excitement to go get Pikmin 3, say Pikmin 4 is in development, and that could be like a big spring game next year. Like if you release, because I think Pikmin 3 for Switch is real, and I think it's coming out in August. I think it's going to be their August game.
Mhm.
So I think if you just put a little tease of Pikmin 4 at the end of it, I think it would be perfect.
But once again, I would have to go get something to eat and walk around because I'm trying to envision. Yes, that is a possibility that, and it's probably what's going to happen
I'm
in
telling
this
you.
sense because I, I I want Pikmin 4 to be shown off more than Pikmin 3.
So do I, but I feel like Pikmin 4 would be something that they show at, like, I was going to say E3, but like
Do you?
maybe the Game Awards. Maybe that is a good Game Awards game. It's
Yes.
not it's not it's not something that could carry an E3, but it's something people would be excited about, and it's something that they could show and release within a 3 month window and have a small marketing cycle that would blow up, right?
Because yes, yes. Now, because you said that would be a great spring game for 2021.
Yeah, they could
I
release it in
I
the window
agree
of
that.
like
Yes.
Yoshi's Crafted World or Animal Crossing, like that window where they release those games. This would be the perfect game to put there.
Yes.
Pikmin's so good. I love Pikmin.
Because I like I said, right now I see it as a rumor. I'm not saying that it's been actual confirmed because that's the thing that me and Jesse was talking about was like it on from his reasoning, it looked like that it was confirmed, and I'm just like, it's not confirmed because there's no proof. Yes, sources are saying it, but that still makes it
I mean,
a
it's on the
rumor.
same level of Venture Beat saying that EA remaster is Mass Effect, right? Like it's not
Yes,
confirmed, but people are talking about it.
yes,
So
it's so if they were going to do Pikmin 3 and then hint it at Pikmin 4, yes, I can see that happening. And maybe I think if they were going to do that, or they don't show nothing about Pikmin 4, if it don't come up to the Game Awards, depending on how the rest of the year plays out, that's a great fall game for Nintendo Direct to be ready for spring of next year.
yeah,
Like to end the Nintendo Direct, but like we got one more surprise, and then it's Pikmin 4.
yeah, yeah.
Because where does my problem is it's just like, where does Pikmin 3 fit in?
I mean,
Do you think August is a good time to fit it in?
yeah. I
With
mean,
with Paper Mario coming out.
well, I
I
mean,
would just
if you look at Nintendo's releases, right? Like you had
Mhm.
something in February, March, What came out in April? What was the big game in April? Hold on, let me see.
Was a good job in April?
Maybe I think April was. Sorry, I'm.
Yeah, because Mystery Dungeon was Tokyo
No,
Mirage
no.
was
Trials of
January.
Mana was the big game. I know it came out on PlayStation 4 also, but I think they were positioning it as a Switch game.
Which game? Okay,
Uh,
yeah, because
and good.
if we're talking straight from Nintendo. January was Tokyo. February was Mystery Dungeon. March was Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
Good job, I believe, would have been April. I'm gonna say from first party is what I'm saying.
yeah.
This month is Xenoblade Chronicles. Don't know what's doing June,
June
but
is.
July.
Hold on, I just saw June. June is. Shoot, where is it? Sorry, everybody. I know I'm doing terrible at this producing thing right now.
Yeah, research June, July is Paper Mario. So
July is
maybe
also Catherine. Not that it's the first party,
yeah.
but
Maybe if they do, because knowing Nintendo, I'm not ready. If Pikmin 3 is real, show it in June.
June is a pretty big third party month. It's got
Yeah,
the Outer Worlds and Burnout Paradise remastered are the two big games hitting Switch in June.
but nothing from Nintendo themselves in
Yeah.
June. Okay, so July, August. If they show it in June and announce it for August or September, then yes, Pikmin 3 is ready. And then if they want to hit at Pikmin 4, great.
Well, I mean, like if you think about you hit Paper Mario in July, August will be Pikmin, September, October, November will be your 3 Mario remasters, right? Like you have the
Yes.
the Mario 64 Sunshine bundle, right? And then you'll have like a Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 bundle in October, and then November you have your 3D World. Like that pretty much, kind of, unless you're like really trying to sell all those games together, which I think 3D World will be separate for sure.
Yeah.
But like if you're trying to sell all these games in one package, like you could leave September open for some stuff, and look, Nintendo still has stuff that we have no idea is coming too. So
And we still got we got Zelda 2, we got Bayonetta 3, we got Metroid Prime 4. If you want to do Pikmin 4 for next year, 2021 is bunkers. That's crazy. If those 4 games I'm sorry, I do wacky and bunkers a lot because it's crazy in the say to think that those 4 games drop it in 2021 when we know we got PlayStation 5 and Series X and PC.
plus
Like
plus Mario Odyssey 2 is coming at some point,
that's already 5 games to keep Switch alive.
Yeah, I mean, I look, I think Switch has a lot longer life cycle to go, and I think people are excited about Nintendo's output. We talk about it a lot, but I mean, we always talk about like what's Nintendo got, and then we sit here and think about it, and like that's not even including third-party games, right? Like Ubisoft has Gods and Monsters coming to Switch, right? They've already confirmed that. They probably have I'm sure their big July event. I'm sure they're gonna. I still think Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle 2 is coming.
Okay, so Axiom Verse 2 did they say that's multi-platform?
It's coming to Switch first, but it will be multi-platform eventually. But it's coming to Switch first. Switch and PC first, I think, is what they said.
Okay, so Nintendo, just like with Hyrule of Cadence of Hyrule and with Good Job, I think they're talking to some indie developers where they're doing the publishing. That's more stuff added on to the list.
Yeah. So I think anybody who is worried about Switch's output for the next 6 months to a year, like I don't think you have anything to worry about.
Yes,
let's be honest. Plus
gotta get more Switches.
I mean, and not just that, but you're gonna have Animal Crossing events. You're gonna have Smash DLC.
and we haven't even touched on just the
Doom
phenomena
Eternal's
of
coming, right? Like you have huge games coming. So
right, and we haven't even touched on the phenomena of Ring Fit Adventure and how that alone could expand to next year.
yeah. So uh all right, Ed. We're gonna move into this next story here. Let's see here. Okay, PGA Tour 2K21 is coming to Switch. Another 2K sports game, another round of third party Switch. 2K loves Switch. They said it in the May event. But for those who don't know, PGA Tour 2K21 is being developed by the team who did the Golf Club, which was a pretty sophisticated golf sim on the Xbox. Xbox One and PS4, and I'm pretty sure PC also. 2K snatched them up and has licensed the PGA Tour stuff to them, and it's now going to be PGA Tour 2K21. Pretty excited that a golf game is coming to Switch. The Golf Club is on Game Pass for Xbox, and I played a little bit of it. It's pretty good. I think it was a little bit rough around the edges, but I attribute that to budget and not necessarily the developer's talent. I just think they wanted to get stuff out to get it out and show what they could do. And obviously 2K liked what they saw. Obviously not a wrestling game coming out this year from them, but we are getting basketball and golf on Switch this year from them, as well as obviously the games that are coming out in just a couple weeks. So what do you think? What do you think about golf on Switch?
Good. I'll watch a stream of it and leave it at that. To be honest with you, it was a big surprise. And I'm assuming EA let their PGA license expire. I don't know how long it was gone for. So it's good to see that 2K is really now putting forth more support for Switch than just releasing NBA 2K, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to see that they're doing like we'll be talking about it. Like BioShock and XCOM and stuff. It's good to see 2K. Hopefully they recognize how important Switch is as a business to them, and if they continue to support Switch in this manner, it's good for them to be putting out more games because people will buy and play these games on the go. They will take the Joy-Cons out and really think that they're golfing. Definitely in a time like our quarantine time with stay-at-home orders at different places. Yeah, this will fix for those who really want to do some golf but can't actually be out in a golf court. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll check it out. I like playing golf. Like I would prefer like a Mario Golf game over a PGA Tour game any day.
Yes.
But look, if this is what we're getting from 2K, like I think the amount of support that 2K has given Switch in the last few years has been pretty awesome to see, even if some of their stuff is late, right? Especially the sports stuff. Like getting NBA 2K on the Switch was awesome. I play 2K on the Switch all the time. I think it's just a great version of the game. And obviously not the optimal way to play it by any stretch, but still just an awesome version of the game. Could update faster, but I put that on Switch's networking stuff and not 2K. But sometimes it takes upwards of like 10 minutes to update stuff on that game sometimes, and it's just fun game, but yeah. Anyways, all right, Ed, our last news story of the day here. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 are getting remastered and bundled, but are skipping Switch. Activision's recent success of restoring Crash Bandicoot, Crash Team Racing, and Spyro the Dragon will hopefully continue with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, classics that originally appeared on the PlayStation in 1999 and 2000, respectively. Developed by Neversoft, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater changed the world of gaming and gave entire subgenre of the sports titles, from more pro titles, Activision for BMX and surfing, to SSX and rival games like EA's Skate. a little bummed that this isn't coming to Switch off the bat. Now, judging by Crash Bandicoot and Crash Team Racing and Spyro, this will be on Switch next year at some point.
I
But
have no. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I am a little sad that this is not coming to Switch right now, because this would be the perfect game to play laying on my couch watching TV. Oh, I'm gonna do a few runs in Tony Hawk. Like that 2-minute time limit just gives you the perfect handheld. Like, just this really bums me out.
Okay,
Because
so
as excited as I am for Tony Hawk 1 and 2, I love Tony Hawk 1 and 2, and I love 3. Tony Hawk 3 is the first game I bought on my GameCube next to Luigi's Mansion. I love Tony Hawk. I'm so bummed that this isn't coming to Switch.
okay, I'm not bummed because I don't have no connection to Tony Hawk. I think this would be like a Smash soundtrack walkathon. Like you really just you walk around with your Switch with this game in just to hear the soundtrack.
I mean,
Like
you can
that's
just listen to it on Spotify now. That soundtrack is on Spotify.
oh, it is.
Yeah,
I think
that's part of their marketing campaign was putting together it's literally called the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 remastered playlist on Spotify.
did they just. I think they did. I think did they announce it today?
I think it came out this morning or last night.
This morning. Because I know I've seen something about it, but I didn't know if they had finalized it or anything. I yeah, I don't have no connection to it, so I wasn't bummed about it. I know a lot of people who really love this series, like you will be bummed. I think if EA was, we talked about, if they put Skate 3 would do more than Tony Hawk does.
I mean, honestly, I think they announced Tony Hawk right now because they know EA is announcing Skate 3 for like a remaster version of Skate 3 during EA Play. Like, I just feel like Skate 3 is coming, like a remaster version of Skate 3.
I really care more about the skating game with those birds.
Oh, Skatebird?
That they showed in the Nintendo Direct. I care more about that than I do with Tony Hawk.
I mean, that's fine. I'm excited for these games. I'll probably get it on Xbox, and you know, as soon as I get it on Xbox, they'll announce it for Switch a week later because that's how it always happens. But I mean, just the amount of time I spent creating parks, you know, getting all the challenges and unlocking Spider-Man and Officer Dick and Darth Maul. Like, I went through 3 Dreamcast controllers with this game. That's how much I played Tony Hawk. I'm just really bummed that this is not coming to Switch right now. It's just, and the fact that they're adding all the tricks from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 in there with the revert moves and the manuals and the lip tricks and I can't wait for this remaster. It just really bums me out.
I mean, it's Activision. They don't really support Nintendo in that kind of way, or they're late to support Nintendo.
Though. They have a lot with the remasters.
But the thing about it is that those remasters, like with Spyro and Crash, should have came out with the PlayStation version.
Came out. I agree with you there.
And so,
but those games still came out, and those games still did very well on Switch. I have them on Switch.
I think Activision is just like, they think Nintendo doesn't fit in their business plan. They're more of an afterthought, and they'll just throw them something to, you know, fill a gap or get some money. I don't think Activision sees Nintendo as an important business model for them.
Oh, I don't either. Anything, I think, you know, Bobby Kotick put something out and either on their website or on their blog or something that moving forward, remasters and dipping into old IP is going to be something that they are going to invest in moving forward, and that they're going to hire over 2,000 employees to work on these, which honestly has me excited in terms of what Activision does own. You know, they have a pretty I wouldn't say deep portfolio, but they do have some pretty interesting games that they're holding on to, right? And I think,
Yeah.
especially with Blizzard, I think you're going to see that rumored Diablo 2 remaster come this year because Diablo 4 is nowhere near being ready.
No.
And Overwatch 2 obviously is coming from them, but like I don't know, man. I think Activision is, and we talked about this with EA a little bit, right? With that, like their executives kind of, the changing of the guard, and they're looking at stuff, and Mass Effect coming probably this year and or early next year or whatever, which would be perfect to release on N7 Day because I think November 7th is a Tuesday this year, or
Oh
or a
yeah.
Friday. It's either a Tuesday or a Friday this year. I'm pretty sure. But, I think Activision sees the value, and because Crash did better than expected, Spyro did better than expected.
It's on a Saturday this year.
Is it? Well, that sucks. Oh well.
I would take it on a Friday or a Tuesday. I wouldn't even be mad about that.
I mean, I would take Mass Effect any day of the week.
If they say Mass Effect should just come to Nintendo Switch, I would be buying it on eShop today. If they said you can pre-purchase it right now, right after the Nintendo Direct, when they said it's gonna be downloaded.
Yeah.
I want the eShop to crash for that game.
Wow. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing. I mean, I bet you could see like a $20 download of Vigilante 8 at some point, or like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like they have so many weird series that they are holding on to. That I mean, I don't know. I know they still have the James Bond license for some reason, and maybe like a remaster of. Didn't they already do a remaster of Prototype at some point for this gen, and then they pulled it because it was really bad?
Yeah, they did.
That and and Transformers, but anyways, I'm just to finish this up again. Bummed Tony Hawk's not coming to Switch at launch. Hopefully in the near future, but not right now. All right, Ed, we're skipping. Well, my pen's not working. We're skipping question block because we already answered the questions earlier. So
Yes.
we're gonna get into what we've been playing. Just as a final note, what have you been playing? You've been playing anything interesting? Either on or off of Switch. I mean, I think people expect us just to talk about everything now. So I mean, if you want to talk about something that you've been playing not on Switch, it's fine.
Well, are we saving the eShop drop for later?
Oh, eShop drop. Rewind, everybody. Rewind. Rewind. We're going to get into the eShop drop. The eShop drop is where we tell you what games are coming to the eShop this coming week, what you should expect, and what games you should be excited for. Ed, as tradition dictates, we will start with you.
Yes, everybody, this is the eShop drop. The Wonderful 101 Remastered, May 19th. A team of heroes from around the world must unite to protect the Earth from vicious alien invaders. This band of 100 wonderful ones works together using their fantastic abilities to create a variety of forms. Whether it be a giant fist or a sharp blade, they'll use their wits and power to overcome their enemies' pitfalls and perils. And the final member of this team of courageous heroes is you. And yes, I know some people already have their digital copies from the Kickstarter, but May 19th is the official day that the game be released.
Yeah. I'm slightly interested in replaying this game. We'll see. There's more games in May that are coming out that I would rather play than this, but obviously everybody's saving their pennies at this time for what they really want to play. But anyways, moving on. Red Wings, Ace of the Sky comes out May 21st. Accompany the legendary Red Baron and cheat death on your way to victory. Conquer the skies of the Great War. Pilot legendary warplanes and witness aerial dogfights from the breakthrough stage of History of Flight.
We have What the Golf, May 21st. The golf game for people who hate golf. Made by people who know nothing about golf, this game would not make you a better golf player.
This was a pretty big iOS hit, I'd say. A lot of people played it during with their Apple Arcade subscription,
uh,
and what started out as kind of like this mini golf kind of game turned into like this weird puzzle game that had nothing to do with golf. And I thought, I think it's really cool that it's coming to Switch. So, Minecraft Dungeons is coming to Nintendo Switch on May 26th. Fight your way through an all-new action-adventure game inspired by classic dungeon crawlers and set in the Minecraft universe. Up to 4 friends can play together, or you can brave the dungeons alone. Battle new and nasty mobs across action-packed, treasure-stuffed, wildly varied levels, all in an epic quest to defeat the evil Ark Elager. Elager?
Illiger.
Sure. That word.
Yes. And then finally, we have Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath. May 26th, experience Mortal Kombat's first ever major expansion. Aftermath features a brand new cinematic story centered around trust and deceit. Fire God Liu Kang, the new keeper of time and protector of Earthrealm, looks to secure the future he envisions. In order to do so, he is forced to enlist the help of some unlikely allies and familiar foes. Players will have to decide who they could trust and who they must defeat with fate on the line. Forge a new history.
Yeah. So those are the games. There's a lot more games coming out next week. This week, the week of May 19th. But these are the major ones. These are the ones that you should be looking out for. So
Yes.
pretty excited for what the golf actually looks like. It's gonna be tickling my fancy. So, all right, now we're gonna get into what we've been playing. Ed, you've been playing anything fun, exciting, new, dumb?
I started a Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. I've been seeing one of my Twitter friends, play my son abroad on stream, and I've been like literally supporting him. I love when he plays and we have this talk and stuff. He's very knowledgeable. Really enjoying that. So that made me want to start up Generations on Switch. Can't wait to actually play more. I'm at the last stage of Streets of Rage 4. Close to beating that game. Picked up Hunt Down, but haven't really got a chance to really get into it. Played a little bit of Ikaruga, and of course, I'm still fighting this Thunderbird on Breath of the Wild for the camo dungeon. So hopefully I beat him and I'll be able to explore more of the world and continue with my quest of beating Breath of the Wild. I cannot wait. Because like once I beat him, I'm gonna be doing a lot of shrine runs, so I could be ready for the next fight, and then go get my master sword, and then be at the part where I ended at on Wii U, before I go to the last Guardian.
Nice.
But that's pretty much what I've been playing on Switch.
Nice. Yeah. So I've actually been playing quite a bit on Switch, but not in the ways that you would think I was playing. My nephews came over last weekend and we played. Get this, Ed. Get this. We played 1-2 Switch for like an hour last week. Dude. So, okay, this game really reminded me that like people don't play games the way that we do, and that
Yeah.
people don't pay attention to Nintendo specifically the way that we do. And like that my sister-in-law and brother-in-law came over too, and we all just played 1-2 Switch for like an hour. We had pizza and just played 1-2 Switch, and they thought it was the best game they've ever played in their lives, especially the Samurai Slap game. And I was just like, this game sucks. But we play, and it was fun watching them play and try to learn the rules, and like watching them milk a cow, thinking it was the most hilarious thing they've ever done in their lives. Or like the quick draw game, or trying to guess how many balls are in the Switch controller. Like that game really kind of, it blew my mind how much fun they were having playing 1-2 Switch, and it just made me realize like people enjoy games differently than we do, and that, I mean, that's okay. I'm not like trying to like be down on or anything. I'm just like, I set up like I knew they were coming over, so I set up a bunch of multiplayer games. Right, I was like, I'm gonna update Arms, make sure we have all the characters in Arms. I'm gonna download I'm gonna make sure Mario Kart's up to date, which it was. Uh, you know, I man, it just I don't know, man. I had Mario Party set up. Like I had all these cool multiplayer games to play. I even had Smash ready to go in case they like. Smash might be a little bit too violent for a 7 and a 5-year-old, but like I had it set up in case we were gonna play that. But it was just kind of like 1-2 Switch is the game we played for like an hour and a half. Like it kind of blew my mind that we played 1-2
I,
Switch for that long.
I would love to see them play snipper clips and just see how they react.
Yeah, I had that set up too, and I actually got the $10 expansion for it for that
Nice.
reason. But they didn't want to play it, so we played 1-2 Switch in the samurai sword slap game where you have to catch the sword before it hits you.
Uh-huh.
Dude, they thought it was the funniest thing. They thought that was the best thing they've ever played in their lives. So we played 1-2 Switch, and then after they left, Sana and I actually played a lot of Mario Kart afterwards.
Nice. Oh,
Yeah, it's fun. I wish she would kind of like get out of a comfort zone and play other games. Like I think she would really like Mario Party if we played together, or like some of these other. I know she's not going to be playing like Halo campaigns all the way through with
oh,
me, right? Like I
uh,
I understand that. I wish she would. I think that'd be awesome, but I know she's never going to get to that point. I wish Nintendo would release like Mario Golf, or I mean Mario Tennis is okay, but it's still kind of it's a little bit more difficult than Mario Kart just has that really kind of has a lot of the things that she likes. Like you can put easy mode and don't fall off the track, that kind of thing,
yeah.
and it really, she really likes playing like that, where she doesn't feel like she's gonna lose all the time, and it's you know it was fun. We played a lot of Mario Kart this weekend, so that was really fun. But the games I played on my own this week on Switch, I played a little bit more of Link's Awakening. I turned it on. I don't really know where I'm at. I know I'm trying to head to the third dungeon. I don't know where it's at, and I was too lazy to open a guide, so I just kind of roamed the world for like an hour, just like fighting enemies and cutting down bushes and digging holes and jumping into water, realizing I couldn't swim, and that kind of stuff.
Yes.
And then I also played a lot of people I follow on Twitter are playing through the Darksiders series again for some
Really?
reason. And I've been playing. I am trying to get back to Darksiders Genesis.
Uh,
I like it. I don't love it, but I just think it's one of those games that I'm not far enough in to like really get what the game is trying to do, But I am enjoying it a little bit. I like switching between War and Strife. I think I don't know. I really like Darksiders as a series. I wish they wouldn't have gone this route with it. The top-down
yeah.
twin stick shooter type thing. Because like I think the interesting part of Darksiders is that each character has their own genre of game designed around it, right? Like War
Yes.
was obviously designed after classic Zelda games and classic God of War. That's what it really felt like. Darksiders 2 was pretty much a 3D Diablo loot based kind of action game, right?
Hmm.
Darksiders 3 was, for better or for worse, based off of like a Dark Souls Bloodborne style archetype, and now we have a twin stick shooter with Strife. Like I wish they wouldn't have gone this way with Strife, because I think Strife is such a interesting character. I wish it could have gone like a Devil May Cry route with him.
Yes.
Like I think that would have been a perfect genre for him.
Yeah.
Just because like he's snarky, he's obviously the comedic one. Like he's the one that they're setting up to be the comic relief of the series. He's got really cool weapons that are built for that genre. I wish they would have gone that route with Strife, but at the end of the day, this is the route they took, and I want to see the story through because I really do like the other Darksiders games. So I do think the other games are better. I think 2 is still my favorite. I know that's kind of an unpopular opinion, but I really like 2. I played it all the way through on Wii U also. So also a very
I gotta beat 2.
very unpopular way to play that game. But I played a lot of third-party games on Wii U, so let's...
Yeah.
94.6%. Assassin's Creed Black Flag. We'll never get 100%. So, but yeah, that's kind of all I've been playing on Switch. Have you been playing anything else outside of Switch?
Grand Theft Auto 3 on PlayStation.
Why are you playing Grand Theft Auto 3? I'm not like mad.
Oh,
I'm
no.
just curious.
No, I'm doing a retrospective of it for optional opinion.
Oh, okay.
So, like going through that game, like for like seeing if that game really holds up, why people loved it when it originally came out, and how it is, like how we look at it now, and kind of like did it do anything besides evolve? Did it do anything for gaming? And boy, it's going to be an interesting episode in me doing that research because I'm trying to play the full game. And wow, that's all I can say. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I'm playing on PlayStation. Really loving that game.
I love Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It's severely underrated, I feel.
I want to play it on my Slim, cause definitely with the HDR and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got to work it on my PlayStation, but I kind of want to look at it from the Xbox, how it looks on my Slim. So I think I got to install it again and everything. But right now I'm just playing it on PlayStation, just like really, dude, like seeing it on my big screen TV, stuff I didn't notice because it was so dark at parts of it.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing it on my TV, there's a lot of stuff that I missed. I'm like, wow, because of the lighting and how dark some stuff was. There was just stuff I didn't know that was there. So
yeah, definitely one of the first games I popped in on when I got my 4K TV. Definitely one of the first games I popped in to see running at 4K. Definitely put it in enhanced visuals mode on Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and holy cow, dude, it's definitely one of the better looking games on the console for sure, especially in the environments. You know, NPCs, not the greatest looking characters in the Tomb Raider games, but Lara looks great. Jonah looks great. Like the main characters and the environments look phenomenal. So
yes, and it's really a blast just going back through that game.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, man, I'm like,
it's a really I don't like going back to Rise of the Tomb Raider. It was like really overwhelming at times, right? Because it's just like it's such a huge game, right? Like it's such a huge game. But Shadow of the Tomb Raider is a nice mix of like taking elements from Rise and kind of morphing it into the form factor of what the first reboot game was like.
Yes.
So yeah, it was like.
Yeah, and it still looks stunning, dude. Like beautiful. I'm like, goodness gracious. I'm like, what I had on the TV on my old TV. Yeah, it looked phenomenal in 1080. But man, seeing it in 4K HDR, they put some work into this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, honestly, like playing my One X on a 4K TV and with enhanced visuals on most things, like I told you when I popped Halo 4 or Halo 5 in, because when I got my 4K TV, that was the first thing I did was pop in like 10 or 12 games, right? And Hellblade is definitely
what I can't do. I really can't wait to play Hellblade on my Slim to see it. I'll be like,
yeah, Hellblade
I know that thing is gonna be like crazy.
Yeah, Hellblade was definitely one of the best looking games on there. Gears 5 looks great.
Yeah.
Halo 5 looks great. Like I play Halo at the 1440p 120 hertz mode because it supports
Uh,
it, and it just still it runs phenomenally. Like
I
anything that you need a high frame rate for, like it's phenomenal.
like Halo 5 already looked impressive and on Slim on my 1080. Yeah, I need to install that because I really want to see if the cutscenes change. If not, I'm not worried about it. But I want to see how this game looks because that first level after that intro, I really want to see what they could push with it. So yeah.
Yeah,
Uh but and then last but not least, like Final Fantasy 12 on Xbox. And I think I picked up Indivisible on one because it was 1999, and I picked up Journey of the Savage of the Planets or something.
Journey
Journey
to
to
the
this.
Savage Planet.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
picked that up because that was only $20 too. No, that was $18. I was gonna get Bloodstained, but then I'm just like, no, I own it on Switch. I could just play it there. Um,
and
but
those
yeah,
Switch
that's
updates
pretty.
are coming too. So
Yeah, and I think that's what I'm gonna wait for the Switch version to get its update, and I'm gonna go and play it there.
yeah,
But yeah, that's pretty much. And then Yakuza Kiwami on PlayStation is what I'm working on also. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been playing.
nice. I mean, for me, I've just been playing a lot of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Really enjoying getting back into that game. That game is a phenomenal looking game. Also, forgot how huge that game was. I'm like I told you, I want to try to get through a lot of the Assassin's Creed series before Valhalla comes out this fall.
Yeah, whenever you ready to start Black Flag on one, dude, let me know. And
Yeah,
I'll hop on and I'll start it on with you because it's literally in my backlog that I want to finish.
yeah. I have a lot of game. Like I literally made a list for Xbox One of like these are the games I want to play before I really dive into anything else.
Hmm.
So I'm really liking Odyssey again. It's just it's basically just like a big game that was made for me. Like great combat, cool characters, awesome world to explore. Combat is just it's fun. The combat is so fun.
Oh, I can't wait to get into it.
Also, like every time I get to an island or like an area, I try to do everything in the area before I move on.
Uh,
And like it's making this game much longer than it needs to be. I
yeah.
need to like really think about not doing that because I do want to finish the game, but I also want to do like the DLC and get all the achievements and like that's I would like to get all the achievements for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It takes roughly, I think they said the base game takes roughly 80 hours to get all the achievements
Uh,
and 125 to get all the achievements in the DLC. Like all of the achievements. So we'll see. I would like to. I don't know if I'll be able to in time, but I've also been playing Control, and I've told you in chat I'm a little frustrated with Control. It just seems like the difficulty spikes are incredibly it's just incredibly difficult at some points, like unfairly unnecessarily difficult at times.
uh,
And it's just I like the gameplay. I think the gameplay is fun. Like the shooting feels good. Not great, not Gears style shooting great, but like it's serviceable, right? And then the powers are really cool. Like the telekinesis power has really helped me out a lot actually in easing the difficulty spikes. But like I got to the part where you start fighting the flying guys, and it's just
yeah.
one hit I was down to like a sliver of life, and I was like, why am I almost dead already? I just walked into the room and this guy throws something at me while I'm trying to get into cover. Like I don't know, man. I feel like that game has some difficulty spikes that are unnecessarily unfair. Like
And it,
I don't mind a difficult game, right? Like Quantum Break was kind of like that, and I know a
mhm.
lot of people had issues with the final boss in Quantum Break, but I don't know, man. It just like some points it just feels unnecessarily easy, and other points it's just like you don't even want to even try because you're gonna die.
Yeah.
And like
And
I don't know if that's like because I'm not supposed to be in this area, but also I am supposed to be in this area because it's part of the mission. So like
well, they're expecting to see if you have used it, like the weapon mods and like the personal mods and stuff like that. If you have used those to like get more, have more health or have more power and stuff
yeah.
and everything. But I'm just like, some of the stuff that you need, they don't give to you to like later on. And it's just like, really? And that's why when I talked about it, I was just like, I don't like the fact that, okay, yeah, it could be difficult, but then when you add these long load times and I got to start from this save point and then make it all the way there, it's just like, no, this is not fun.
Yeah. Yeah, the load times are like ridiculous. Even on 1X, like it's I don't know. I'm going to finish it because obviously we're doing it for book club, but like
Yes.
I don't think it's game of the year material. Like I mean, I would give it like a solid 7 at this point as far as I am. Like I'll keep playing it and I want to finish it regardless of book club or not. I still want to finish the game,
Hmm.
but it's just kind of like it's kind of disappointing. So, I'm it, disappointing is the wrong word. It's frustrating at points. So
And then that's why I feel like they didn't have no Q&A to go over this game.
mm-hmm.
And it feels like, to them, it feels easy because they're the ones that made the game. But people who from the outside who never got a chance to play it or touch it, they're going to have a difficult time.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. So I mean, look, it's a fun game. I just need to get better at it, I guess, and be more patient with it. But it's still kind of frustrating. But the other game I've been playing, Ed, Gears Tactics. I've been playing a lot of.
Nice.
It's so much fun, man. If you have Game Pass on PC and your PC's able to run it, like play it. It's really fun. I can't wait till it comes to Xbox because I will play the crap out of it when it comes to Xbox. But
Yeah, same here.
just because like I like I like sitting here doing the podcast and stuff, but sitting here to play games for hours on end, this chair is pretty uncomfortable. I just I want to start streaming, but like honestly, 85% of the reason I'm not streaming right now is because of this stupid chair. Like it's comfortable, but I don't want to sit here for 3 or 4 hours playing a game in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I can sit here having a discussion and stuff, but just sitting here hunched over the desk in it is not something I want to be doing. But Gears Tactic is awesome. The customization stuff is super deep and super awesome. Almost overwhelming at times, the way you can customize your weapons and your characters and the skill trees that are available to you. It's just it's almost overwhelming, but it's Gears to a fault. It's awesome. I love Gears so much. Playing Gears Tactics actually made me want to run through all the Gears campaigns again. But we'll see how much time I have for that too. So,
Yeah.
but that's kind of all I've been playing. I've been playing a lot of games after my kid goes to bed and my wife. So it's kind of nice. Like I kind of have a routine going where I'll play like. When they go to bed, I'll come out here because my wife's been going to bed at like 9 o'clock every night. So I'll be, she puts Riley down at 8, and then depending on what time Riley goes down, like sometimes Sana just goes to bed after she puts Riley down because it takes so long. She's so active, man. But I come out to the living room, I get everything ready, and I just sit down and play games till like 11, and then I'll go to bed. It's awesome. So I'll play games for like 3 hours before I go to bed. It's kind of nice. And then what?
I love how you want to be like, oh, Corey's online. Oh, he's on. He's listening to a podcast.
Yeah. And
The
sometimes like right when I go to bed, like I'll put on either YouTube or like the Giant Bomb Premium stuff. I'll put on and watch it while I go to bed. And so usually that happens around like 10:30 ish. sometimes 11. But I've had a pretty good routine, and then on Saturday mornings I've been getting up kind of early to play games before they wake up. And
Nice.
It's kind of nice to run through some stuff. So, well, that's kind of it. And I think that's gonna do it for the show. I do want to run down the giveaway stuff one more time, Ed, just so people have a clear idea. Again, the instructions will be in the description of the episode, whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on podcast feeds. Entries for our episode 200 giveaway are now being accepted. During episode 200, live on Mixer, Twitch, and YouTube, we are giving away a turquoise Nintendo Switch Lite, a 256 gigabyte memory card, and 2 $50 eShop gift cards. If you want to win this bundle, you must enter the contest. Email nintendopowblock@gmail.com. You can have up to 3 entries, okay? So email nintendopowblock@gmail.com. A screenshot of each of the following, which are required. Each of these are required. An audio podcast subscription from whatever podcast service you listen to us on, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, etc. YouTube channel subscription, and a follow on Mixer or Twitch. 2, a rating and review on Apple Podcasts will grant you a second entry. And for a third entry, follow and tweet to Pow Block Podcasts, at I am Corey HD, which is me, and at that retro code, which is Ed, why you listen to the show, and a screenshot of where you listen with the hashtag PowBlock200. So, gonna make you work for this, guys, but if you want to win a Nintendo Switch, there you go. That's how you enter. So, again, I know it kind of sounds complicated. I try to make it as clear as possible, but the giveaway details will be in the description of the episode again. So, that's going to do it. If you want your question read on the show, you can email us at nintendopowblock@gmail.com, tweet at us at PowBlockPodcasts, or check out our social media feeds. Join our Discord, join our Xbox community, join our Facebook group. We're all there as well at Boss Rush Games, and you can find all of our content on bossrushgames.com. You can subscribe and join our groups at bossrushgames.com/subscribe, as well as follow all of our shows wherever you want to listen to them. So that's gonna do it. Ed, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at that retro code, and yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay. So when I'm halfway through mine, you're not going to interrupt me. One more thing. Wait. Can I just say one more thing? Okay.
No.
You can follow me at I am Corey HD on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow me at Corey HD on Mixer, where I do plan on streaming next week. Hopefully, I do have a list of games that I do want to stream, so we'll get there. You can also find us on the Boss Rush podcast and Arsenal X, our Xbox podcast. Coming soon, Crossroads, a PlayStation podcast where we're going to bring guests on to talk about PlayStation, and Expansion Pack, our feed for 1v1s, standard definitions, After Dark, all these shows, and also just Expansion Pack discussions.
Yes.
So I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening and entering our contest. Please enter our episode 200. Thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. Remember, we're all here to play games and be better. We will see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Woohoo!